It's for real? I'm ready. I'm ready.
Welcome to the Let's Get Ready to Talk Schmoedown podcast. Introducing your hosts, Justin Hamilton, Ferris Muthana, Vidor, and Suge Knight 323. Now, let's get ready to talk Schmoedown.
What is going on? How's everybody doing tonight? We are back. Apparently LGRN never takes breaks, but that is okay. That is okay. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Suge, and of course I'm here with Miss Star Wars herself, Bador. How you doing today?
Hello. My dogs are very barky today.
They're dogs. It's okay.
I hate you for choosing this time because this is like the height of their bark.
I apologize. It's the height of their powers. And of course, I'm here with Mr. Justin Hambone Hamilton. How you doing today, sir?
So we did that thing late. I got up today with Suge of, I just messed up because that's all I could think about is the dreams of Suge wearing leggings in my head. Woke up, had to go to a work full-time job, then came straight to this. And the reason I'm not gonna lie to you, the reason why I did is because these two people that we're about to put on the screen, and I'm gonna tell you, because especially, me and Jacoby, I thought we had a moment the last time he was on here.
Well, it's Jacob, not Jacoby, but sure, yeah.
Man, that's out. Yep. There you go.
That's how tired we are. Is that how tired we are, Justin? Yeah. Last night was a crazy night. Things happened. Things were seen. Apparently,
Things were said.
Things were said.
You know what? I'd rather have my dogs bark 24/7 than see you in a leggings again.
Did you actually
we
see
can
it?
Make it happen.
It
was amazing.
I closed my eyes, and then I don't know who tagged me in a picture, and I was like, oh no.
Look at that. That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate right there. Suge is a sexy man who rocked
Kylie,
wow.
No.
Yes.
Kylie, no.
Thank you, Kylie. Thank you, Kylie. You are amazing. All right, let's bring our guests. We were very excited for these two. They're in the future. Last time me and Justin talked to them, they're in the future. They're in Sunday already. It is 1:30 where they're at, and so let's bring them on in. They are the greatest. They are Jacob and Taylor. How are you guys doing this evening?
Hello.
Evening for us, afternoon for you.
Yep.
We're good. We're kind of awake-ish.
Yeah.
We're almost recovered from yesterday.
Yeah, I bet. Like, were you guys out celebrating all night?
Well, we were like mid-celebrating because he had been drafted, and then we looked on Twitter and all hell broke loose because they were doing the rest of the draft while we were out drinking.
Yeah.
So.
And then we went and saw Raiders.
Yeah, and then we went to the movies.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the way to celebrate being drafted by the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. But
being in a country that you can go watch a movie.
That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Trust me, living here frustrates the hell out of me. But my God, how the states actually handled COVID is something that I will be forever grateful for.
Because we just went and saw Indiana Jones last night in a theater, and it was great.
Yeah.
Wow, the original.
That is awesome.
Yeah, they're doing they're doing the trilogy one every Friday. So that's my next 3 Fridays.
Nice.
That's awesome. I mean, you're getting studying in, right? That's
Exactly.
what you're doing.
Exactly.
So, look, let's talk about it. Last time we had you on, you guys were both hopeful about being drafted. Jacob, one of the things I think was one of the big endorsements was from Christian Harloff. He came on our show and said he saw your interview and talked about how you said, look, I'm here to get your faction points. I can have dreams of getting a championship, but I know right now my job is to get the points. And he said that was a big endorsement from him. And apparently I think, a team took notice of that and you were drafted. What was the feeling when Shannon called your name?
So I've been in conversation with Shannon for a while now, and I was hopeful that if there was any faction I was going to go into, it would be Shannon's. So the fact that I got to go into corruption, the fact that I am now going to be able to prove my worth amongst the best of the best and help set up a dynasty from corruption is just absolutely fantastic. But I was also fully expecting that it wouldn't happen, that Suddenly we're 6 rounds in. A lot of rookies have gone, and a lot of the established players were missing out. And suddenly I've gone, oh, hang on, am I gonna miss out because these established players now need to come back in? The fact that Silvestrini, Sabrina, a lot of these really well-established players didn't get picked until much later in the draft kind of shocked me. And then when my name got called, and if you saw our reaction, I'm very, very subdued because I'm kind of just in pure shock of holy crap, it actually happened. And
you had to take a minute to appreciate the beauty of Mike's accent.
Oh,
that he was putting on for you.
Fantastic accent. Absolutely horrendous. But it was good. So yeah, that was my reaction.
That's awesome. I mean, I got to watch your reaction. I left a comment. I don't know if you saw that, but I loved it. I was super excited. You seem so joyful, but also at the same time so like appreciative of your opportunity to play. But you did get drafted to corruption. I mean, and like Corey Cameron says in the chat, are you ready to play the bad guy, or are you going to just be the even kill guy?
Look, I don't know yet. I really don't know, and I'm at the moment happy to be just me. We're pretty even chilled. We'll see what happens. I mean, sitting in that group, they're called corruption for a reason. So who knows? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, you also going to get to play with the singles champion on your squad, so that's exciting. Mike Kalinowski, Chance Ellison, you're playing with some champions. How does that feel?
The most exciting part about being on corruption is that not that I get to play with these guys, I get to learn from these guys. I get to sit there in study sessions and hear from Adam, who will say, this is how you do it. And this is how I became the single best player that there currently is in the game. So I am very, very, very excited to be sitting in those study sessions and just learning and absorbing as much as I can.
And I think that's one of the biggest appeals to you so far, Jacob, is like when the first time you're on here and even this time, like you're not trying to be something you're not. You're not out there trying to, cut the biggest promos or whatever. Like you actually come in here and you're just honest, like, and you say, like, you know what, I don't know if I'm ready to be a heel part of corruption, right? Like you have to learn how to be that and everything else, and you're kind of upfront about it. But I will say this, Taylor, like, how did you feel like on the Twitter thing when you realized you were picked up, and not just picked up, you're picked up by the Penn Stock Exchange?
Well, I kind of figured that if I was going to get picked at all, I was going to go to them. They've been in contact with me for a couple of weeks regularly. Been talking about how they had an interest in picking me up if the draft fell the way that they wanted it to. And so I was kind of just waiting for their pick to come around, hoping that I would pop up, because I didn't think that I was really on anyone else's radar. And when their last pick came in and my name was there, it was the biggest amount of relief I think I've ever felt in my life, because all my chips were kind of in their corner. Like it was either they were going to pick me up because they were the only ones that believed in me, or I was going to miss out like a lot of incredibly capable competitors did in this draft. This draft did not go the way that anyone thought it was going to go.
No, it went all over the place. Yeah, so you're part of Penn Stock Exchange. You also get to play with some legends. John Roca, you get obviously Bobby Gucci as your manager. You get Barbarian in your corner, but a lot of newcomers on the Penn Stock Exchange. So you're kind of in a different situation from what Jacob's in. You're going to be playing with a lot of newcomers. You have three veterans in JTE, John Roca and Barbarian, but you're going to be learning from new players. How does that make you feel about going into the season?
I think it's definitely an interesting situation, just with the amount of rookies that are in our faction this season. But I do think it presents a lot of potential. You know, there's so much in our faction that the rest of the show doesn't know what they're about to get. They have no idea what to expect from us, which I think is pretty exciting. But we also do have Roca, and we have JTE, and we have the Barbarian. We do have that fundamental group that we need that at least has some experience. And I'm really looking forward to it. JTE and Roca and Finstock are all people that I have great relationships with already from 3 or 4 years ago. JTE and Roca were some of the first people I met when I ever went to the Schmoedown studio, and they were very, very nice to me. Finstock was there when Christian asked me to compete for the first time and was part of the whole deal and getting me to agree to do it. So I kind of feel like my whole Schmoedown life has come full circle with this pick, actually.
Sorry, I was looking at a rude ass comment in the comment section. Do not do that shit, okay? I don't appreciate that, and I will call you out for it. Don't be a fucking asshole. Anyway, sorry, apologize.
Thank you for calling that out. No, it's good on you.
Yeah.
Good, well done, calling it out. Sorry, that stuff should be called out, and it's good that you called it out.
Yeah, literally. If you guys are here and you guys are watching, whoever is watching, any rude comment has been sent to Skybound.
Yeah, we're not dealing with that shit right now. So yeah, let's get back to celebrating Taylor and Jacob. So there is going to be some in-house fighting because you guys didn't end up in the same faction, and you guys talked about it. But you won't be playing the same division. Obviously, Taylor's going to be IG. Jacob, you're going to be playing singles and teams. But there is the in-house faction rivalry. How excited are you guys for that?
Well, we officially ordered our merch yesterday.
Yes,
for our separate factions, so it's already begun.
It has. This couch, I think I may need to upgrade it just a little bit so I have somewhere to sleep. Just because I'm assuming that's where I'm going to be sleeping for a while. I'm excited actually. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Look, from a competitor's point of view, I will be very much always corruption and always going for corruption and everything. Quietly on the side, I will be her biggest supporter. And that's, I want her to do really, really well. Not at the cost of corruption, though. Any other team. She can be any other team. If it goes up against a corruption person, man, this couch has got to be comfortable that night.
So what you're saying is, to get to the finals of the IG, she has to beat Chance Ellison, and she has to answer a 5-pointer. And the plug for the internet's right there in front of you. You're not gonna pull it. You're gonna pull it out real quick.
That would be very tempting.
I love it.
No, I wouldn't, and I would just sleep on the couch for a week.
No, I think it's going to be good, though. I think it's going to be good for us because I think it's really, and I mean, it obviously is going to be interesting to navigate because we both want each other to do well, but we also have an obligation to our factions as well. But I really think that it's going to push both of us to study harder and study a lot and do the best that we can because if, he's sitting there studying, well, I should be studying then too. I think it's going to help us because it's not like just one of us got drafted and we're going to be a distraction for each other while one of us is trying to study and the other one doesn't have to. So I think that actually kind of works out in our favor a little bit.
Yeah, I think, when the interesting conversation is going and rivalry, I think, is going to become more when, what are we watching tonight? Well, I need to watch some singles movies that are, not in a geekdom base. Well, I need to watch in a geekdom movie. So this TV is going to get a bit of a workout, and I think that's going to be the real debate.
Who has to go watch on the crappy TV?
Yeah.
Who gets the big TV?
I mean, Jacob, you watch the Inner Geekdom movies and then you just throw the Inner Geekdom slice on singles.
Yeah.
So it actually benefits you. You get the most benefit of all this.
I do agree with that. Yes.
Jesse, you got something?
Well, no, I was going to say, like, it is going to be interesting to see, like, how all that stuff, like, works out. And y'all two, like you said, living in the same house and stuff. Now, are you going to be, like, say, days before a match? Or are y'all going to be trying to get into, like, a different kind of sleep schedule? Or are y'all just going to, like, make sure you get up during that time? Because the timing is going to be the weirdest for y'all right now.
So,
Never mind.
Majority of the time. So, I'm pretty good friends with majority of people within the Schmoedown. Like, I've been friends with a few of them, and I know when matches are being recorded. Typically, they get recorded at around about 7 or 8 a.m. our time. So it's not the end of the world getting up early for us. Like, it's about the time I'd be getting up anyway. But you know, like even the draft, which is when most of the live stuff happens, it's at 11 a.m. for us. So that, you know, that's not going to be the problem, a really big issue for, I think, either of us in terms of time difference. It's when they decide, oh, hey, we're doing a 10 a.m. in the morning PST match. Well, that's like 4 a.m. for us. So if they do that, that's going to be a bit hard, but
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's I mean, look, there are so many people that didn't get drafted, and we're going to do what we got to do because we're lucky. We're extremely lucky to have been picked up at all. There are so many people that missed out. It blows my mind still to think about. So I'm not going to complain about any of that stuff.
If I've got to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning for a match, I'll get up at 4 a.m. in the morning for a match. I've done it before. When we did the fan leagues, I had to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning for some matches. When I was hosting Reactor Summit, I had to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning to do interviews because it was the only time any of us could do anything. I remember Christian messaged me one morning and was like, the only time I can do is just before the second free-for-all. And that was at 2 a.m. in the morning my time. And I got up. I got up at 2 a.m. But because I had to do that interview with Christian, because it was after the final top 10 Patriots game. And I was the one who got the interview with that, and I had to do it at that time. So it's, you know,
it is what it is.
Yep.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
Team no sleep. That's how I felt last night. Not only did I get no sleep, you know, it took me like a half hour to get those freaking those leggings off. It took me like a half hour. It's not fun. I don't know if you guys saw this, okay?
Yeah, comment of the night was Barbarian saying, like, I don't think that's a piece of clothing. I think that's body paint.
I thought you were going to bring up Saul's comment.
No, we're not going to do it. It's if you guys have not seen it, if you dare look, people watch our show last night, you'll see me get off screen, and then after that, everybody freaked out. The funniest part is watching the chat. People were just laughing and going out. They just did.
And there's a spit take involved. There is a spit take involved.
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. But let me ask you guys. I just want to ask you this: when we talked to you last, if I would have said, "Hey Taylor, hey Jacob, you guys are going to be drafted. Jacob, you're going to be drafted to Corruption. Taylor, you're going to be drafted, you know, to Finstock Exchange." What would be your reaction now, knowing that you're actually drafting, you made it? Like, would you guys be like, nah, we don't think so, there's so many good players, or would you be like, no, we believe we should be here?
Like I said, if I do believe I deserve, I have earned my shot at this. I think I did. These last 3 weeks, I believe I have done well enough in backstage and in the interviews. I put myself out there going on the backstage when a lot of people decided they weren't going to do it, and then I missed one question that no one else got correct. So I'm not. I feel like I do deserve a spot in this league. I'm I'm glad it was in the later rounds. I'm genuinely terrified for Rue for getting drafted second overall draft pick. That's a lot of pressure, and if he comes out and the lights get to him in that first match, that's a bust. You know, most people are gonna call him straight up as a bust instead of, well, no, it was his first match. Everyone has a rough first match.
Mm-hmm.
But because he was drafted second overall, there's a lot of pressure on that. And I think, so I'm glad that this was the perfect situation for me. I think I got into the faction I wanted to get, and I got roughly where I wanted to get, which was in either fifth or which was the 6th round. I wanted 6 or 7, and I'm glad I got 6.
I guess for me, knowing now where the draft fell, I would say that I definitely deserve a spot. Just because there were so many rookies that were drafted and so many rookies that were drafted 1st, 2nd, 3rd round of the draft. With that being said, those people now have a lot to prove. They're mostly untested. Some of them have fan league things that show that they're good at what they do, but they're still unproven commodities at this point. So for me, since that was kind of the direction that a lot of these factions seem to be going in, I definitely think that I deserve a spot to kind of prove myself, because I guess the hard thing for me was coming into this not knowing if people were going to view me as a rookie or not view me as a rookie, or what I needed to do to kind of make my case about it. But with the fact that so many new people were brought in, I feel like I do deserve a spot. And I mean, the faction doesn't really matter to me, to be perfectly honest. I'm happy with where I am because I think that Finstock and Roka and JT are fantastic. And I'm really excited to work with them. I think they're great. But if the draft would have fallen the way that people thought it was going to, where so many rookies were going to miss out instead of established players missing out, maybe it's a slightly different conversation. I don't know. But with how many rookies got picked, I definitely think I deserve to be here.
Yeah, I love that a lot of rookies got picked up. I'm sad that some of them didn't get picked up versus like the established players. But I want to ask you, for your respective divisions, like who did you look up to going into auditions or getting drafted?
I mean, so my 2 favorite players ever to play this game have been Dan and Rachel. They've always been my 2 players, and I guess that's really my inspiration in all of this, is more come in and let your performance do the talking and build your character around performance. And let your performance dictate your storyline and dictate where you go as a character. And I think that's something that Dan and Rachel did extremely well. And that's kind of where I would like to go with my career. But that being said, if I'm excited to sit down with Christian and talk character and being about, all right, who am I? What do you want to do, and where do you want to go with all of this? Because I'm an open book. I've got some ideas that I would like, but honestly, if he comes in and says, this is what I want you to do, all right, I'll learn it and I'll do it, because this is the one thing that I'm absolutely terrified of. I'm not actually that scared of doing the trivia. It's the character work and the storylines that I'm terrified of, but sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone. And this is absolutely out of my comfort zone, and I'm really excited to learn and be better at it and become better at being a character and not just a really good trivia player.
Yeah, I think both of us really have looked up to Rachel Cushing for a long time. And she, especially with her inner geekdom knowledge and everything like that, has always been a huge thing for me, especially since she came in as someone who was just really good at trivia and then kind of found her way amongst dressing up and doing a little bit more character work and kind of gradually growing into the insane player that she became. Someone else I really looked up to as well was Mara when she came in and just started wrecking house and taking names. Like, the women in the league that have been trailblazers have been such an inspiration for me, because for a long time it was a man's world, really. And now it's kind of shifting a little bit, where you have these women that come in and set the league on fire. And it really gives me somebody to look up to, because it feels like you can actually do something like that in this league. And I'm excited to see what all the rookie women that got drafted have to offer this season, because I think it's going to be crazy.
I love that. My most favorite Schmoedown thing I have is Rachel signing a poster, "We are the league."
Oh, that's great.
I've got a postcode from Rachel.
You have a postcard from her?
I've got a postcard from Rachel that I will hang on to for the rest of my life. That meant a lot, that one.
Nice. And I would just say this, like, I think one of the things a lot of these rookies, even some of these established players, need to go in and realize the fact that, like, you're drafted on the team, which is fine. And that's nice, because you're actually drafted on the team and you're on the team for now. But there's going to be a moment where some of these players that go to that first class league, the developmental league, they earn the spot, and you haven't been pulling your weight, man. That's one of the things everybody should know, newer and older in the league. Like, your spot ain't safe during the year, because at any moment, when Christian says, hey, you can start like looking at some of these other players in that developmental league, you could easily be dropped for one of those guys if they're putting in the work and working harder. And that's one of the things I hope a lot of these people that got drafted, rookies or not rookies, realize that, like, yo, you ain't putting in the work, you're not pulling your slack for the team, you may have to go down to the developmental league, or you may get dropped for somebody, one of them, to come up. So that's one of the things. And I don't think from what you guys are saying, I don't think that's going to be the problem. Like, I think y'all both are going to try to put in the work and really be there for it and be here for the league.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we know the drill. We know what needs to be done. Yeah. So we're ready to get to work.
We've both got books. We both got our study guides and
study notebooks and
starting to set up.
Yeah,
they're both in very private, confidential areas that are not, not allowed to mingle or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some of the comments in the Kylie saying, as John Cena said, "You just crank it up by 1,000." Absolutely, yeah. And our Danny Carvalho saying Taylor is the best. Yeah, Taylor, you really picked up a lot of steam. A lot of people very, very supportive of you and really cheering you on. So you got a lot backing you up. That might be good. Some pressure though.
I mean, it is a little bit of pressure, especially being on the fact that I got drafted too, because no one's taking it seriously whatsoever at this point. So that is a lot of pressure to feel like, I didn't get drafted in the main draft that was live for everybody. And then, I end up on a faction that everyone's kind of giving crap to for their whole, the way that they decided to draft and having their whole list of things that they've decided to do and the direction they want to go in. And it is a lot of pressure, but I don't know. I feel like it's going to be the underdog team that everyone's just kind of brushing off, not taking seriously, not paying attention to. And I think they're going to regret it, honestly. So,
you know what? Like, Taylor,
I love this comment from Kylie. Do you know what pressure makes? It makes diamonds. I do want to ask you, though, the uncomfortable question. With the backlash that the exchange got, do you think they recruited females just to, appease the fans?
I mean, from my perspective, I'm going to say no. I've been talking to them for about 2 weeks now, regularly. The Barbarian has been messaging me for 2 weeks on and off, been quizzing me, been talking to me about their draft strategy and what their goals were. And they told me exactly what they were trying to do and what a priority I was for them to get, depending on how everything else fell in the draft, not knowing who was going to get picked where and what was going to happen. And I mean, it's not necessarily an unfair question. I don't think. I think it's an important thing to talk about with how women are getting drafted and where they're getting drafted and what the priorities are for these factions. But just from my own personal interactions with them, I know that I've always been high on their priority board, and I knew that if I got drafted, it was probably going to be with them. But I can't speak for anyone else's experience with any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, with your faction, I think it would be really exciting because I look at your team as this boom or bust, right? It's going to be Tom Dagnino and the Barbarian is going to either prove to us they're the smartest two guys in the league, or, it's not going to work out as well as they thought it was. And it's kind of exciting to be part of that, right? To be part of that. But I will say this, and this is for both of you guys, like, when you got drafted, did you automatically be put in a text message chain with the rest of the team? Have you already interacted with your team so far, or has that not happened yet?
So you instantly got put into one.
Yeah, we have a Finstock Exchange chat, and it is amazing. That's all I'm going to say. It's fantastic.
Every 10 minutes, I just hear, oh my God. And
it's the best group chat ever.
So I have no idea what's being said.
You just know that I'm laughing my butt off in the corner reading the
Yeah, I just get the reactions. But I've had, I've had a Skype call. I've jumped onto a StreamYards with majority of corruption and had a talk with them. But I've also, there has been like an email exchange of just, hey, let's all meet up at some time and all jump on a call together. And that's kind of been so far the vibe.
Who on corruption do you want to meet, or that you haven't met so far?
I've talked to everyone on there at least once so far, okay. But I can't wait to just like sit down and all 12 of us and just chat together like inside of a Zoom call.
Jacob, he's weird, and I know maybe you might not want to just jump into that conversation right off the bat because of who he is or whatever, because of what he gives off. But dude, let me tell you something. Your best conversation you'll ever have is when you sit down with Mark Edward Hoyt. Just talk to that guy. That guy's amazing.
I've already gotten a few emails. It's been fun. It's been fun.
This dude's just crazy good. Like, I love that guy, man. He's just so amazing and everything else. Don't let him intimidate you, man. Just go in there and have some fun with that guy. That's like this whole I'm turning into a broken record, but that's what this year is for me. This year is go in, win 3 matches, and get 9 points, and get however many points that is, because my brain's decided not to work right now. For just to get 3 wins for my faction and help Shannon win a hell of a lot of money. So, and that's all. And honestly, when I was talking to Shannon about that, when we were talking about what her expectations are, she said, "That's all I want you to focus on: win 3 matches." So that's her expectations for me, and my expectations are at the same level, which I think is very important for a manager and player. Like, I don't. Obviously, she wouldn't be having those same expectations of Chance or Adam or Mike, but because that's just where I am as a player. I'm a rookie, and I think Adam has set an unrealistic bar for what rookies are. And I think a lot of managers are going to pay for that this year because they decided, hey, let's get the next Adam Collins. That doesn't happen very easily. So I do think this year is going to be very, very interesting, especially if Christian leaves the same rules next year for drafting and you only get to keep 3 of your players. A lot of these players are going to have 12 months development and then they're going to go to other teams next year.
Well, and even if you do have a couple of these rookies that come in and perform extremely well, with the amount of rookies that got drafted, that can't be everybody.
No.
Like, there's going to be some people who just don't make the mark just because of the sheer numbers of what's happening. So I'm actually very, very curious to see how this plays out, because we were sitting here for the entire draft going, every pre-show and pre-article and everything that we've looked at, this draft does not match any of what anyone was thinking was going to happen. So we were just trying to take it all in and figure out what was even going on.
I think they purposely watched everybody's drafts, and then we're like, no, we're just not going to do what you guys thought we were going to do.
Yeah.
And just completely went the other way. Yeah. So before we get you guys out of here, just wanted to say thank you very much for coming and hanging out with us. We're going to get you on more often, especially when you guys do your matches. You know how I feel about you guys being the trailblazers of reactors. So I appreciate you guys. But before you go, just let everybody know where they can find you, where they can follow you, so that way they can help support you during the season.
You guys can find me at Jacob Blunden on Twitter and Facebook, Instagram, and Letterboxd, where you'll see what movies I'm watching. And yeah, that's really it.
And then our YouTube channel that we share together is under my name, so at Finally Tailored, which is also my Twitter, Instagram, literally any app that exists. Probably you can find me at Finally Tailored.
Nice.
Yeah. Make sure you guys, everybody in the chat, go follow them, support them through the year, because they are two amazing people. I really appreciate both of them, and the LGR loves them because they're amazing.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
We
so
love
much.
you guys.
I can't wait to
you.
be back on here more often than not. Like
Yeah.
This is so much fun.
I think we've jumped
Hey,
jumped headfirst back into the world.
I know, we've jumped headfirst right back into this. It's insane. We're having so much fun.
Love it.
Nice.
You guys have a great afternoon on Sunday, and you guys take care and be safe.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So that's awesome, dude. They are truly awesome. I'm so happy they got drafted. Now we actually got a pair of teammates. So I think we're gonna bring them in together because they are teammates. These are two rookies, two unknowns. One of them made a called out probably one of the best players in the league, and which is actually pretty ballsy. I commend her. I actually really commend her. I'm not going to be able to pronounce her last name because I'm horrible with last names. Can you guys pronounce her last name? Because I can't.
I'm gonna give it to Bador.
I don't have her last name.
You don't have it? Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna fail miserably. I apologize. Paige Frabetti? Dude, she's gonna murder me. Paige
so close. No, it's so close. Paige Frabetti.
Paige Frabetti. Okay. I'm so sorry. I butcher names.
Betty. Oh, you good. No, thank
and
you
also
guys so much for having me on, though.
You're welcome. And also, too, we want to bring in your teammate, fellow rookie, Mr. Frankie Alvarez. Frank Alvarez. How you doing, buddy?
Good evening, everyone. How you guys doing? Paige, you just kind of showed me up a little bit, so I needed to...
Wait, hold on.
Hey.
Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Hold on.
Grogu for life, man.
Yeah, everybody's got a Grogu. Yeah, man. Congratulations on last night and being drafted, man. We'll start with Paige first. Like, what was your reaction to even getting drafted? How, was you happy where you went? Just excited? Everything else?
Honestly, this has been so. Can I swear on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
That was my first question too last time.
This has been fucking surreal. Honestly, like I just did this just hoping to get my name out there and just to see where this journey take me. And the fact that I got drafted in the 7th round was fucking mind blowing. Like I'm just so excited for this journey. And just watching that draft last night, I had no idea I was going to be picked from the usual suspects. So the fact that when it happened, I was just in utter shock and freaking the F out. So
nice. What about you, Frank?
Yeah, I can say pretty much the same. I consider myself just to be in the conversation, very, very lucky. And I was watching in bed, my wife next to me, she was pumped. I was pumped. And, as the rounds kind of go, obviously the first class league, I think is genius. I think it is incredible step. But then, you see those names and you're like, okay, all right. Okay. And then I'm remembering the people that spoke to me saying like, yeah, we think we want you, blah, 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 blah. But at no point in time, and I'm in her chapter on this one. At no point in time were the usual suspects even a thought. Not that I wouldn't get picked by them, but just like at no point did it ever come across my mind that they had interest. So I was really taken back. I did like a triple take, hearing Sam Levine, say my name. I was like, okay. It came in quick.
I felt the same way, dude. I was like, I'm the biggest Freaks and Geeks fan. So like, Leah, I was just like, there's no fucking way this man is gonna pick me. Like, let's be for real. And when he said my name, I was like, I think I might pass out right now. Like, holy crap, this is real life right now.
And I'm pretty sure we were back to back. I think because I was 6.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Look at that. Frankie, you were 6. Paige, you were 7th. Frank, we had you on here last time, and your crew is back. Frankie, we love you, baby. Everyone wants to remind you of Let Us Wrap Fair.
I remember Let Us Wrap Fairs. By the way, guys, thank you so much for bringing me back. And Bedore, I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, you are.
Well, nice to meet you finally. Nice. I saw you popping into my Twitch stream, so I'm glad to put a face to a name and introduce ourselves.
For sure.
I just want to bring up the fact that I think the reason why you got drafted, Frank Alvarez, is because of that sweet promo that you cut on how Soup is an appetizer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just hope you know that. I hope you know that the league saw that promo and was like, man, if this guy can cut a promo that good about Soup and Let Us Wrap Ferris, he deserves a spot in the league.
Well, hey, man, I consider it an honor. I went out and I was pumped up from that interview, and I went and got a French onion soup a couple days later. So, Let Us Wrap Ferris has been in my mind, and I'm still waiting to meet him one day, see if we can ever get this rivalry going. But let's see what happens.
It's not an effort.
Bro, don't get it started again, man. Don't make him have to go at you again.
Now, Paige, you're kind of a different story. A lot of people didn't know about you, but then there was an article put out by Repeat the Question. And that literally, I will say, got a lot of attention. Whether it be people were kind of pissed off that you called out one of. Yeah. First off, what made you prompt to not to call out Bateman, but what obviously someone approached you saying you want to do an interview, but why didn't we hear a lot about you before that interview?
Well, honestly, like, I was not in any of the fan leagues or anything. I've just been just a huge fan since 2015. So I've always been watching along with my friends and such. So like, I was never fully involved. Like, I have my own blog on Instagram titled Feature Flicks. But other than that, though, I kind of just was always in the background of it all. And like, when I found the community, I was just like, shit, like, I have to find my way into this. And then when the audition tapes were going out, I was like, I gotta throw in there. And man, we need some fresh faces in there, and we gotta get those big boys out of there. Which is Ben Bateman, man. He thinks he's hot shit. I'm not saying right away I'll be able to hand his ass, but I'm hoping sometime soon that after being under the belt of Sam Levine and Rachel Cushing, they can teach me and my teammates. They can teach me the ways, and I can go head to head with that man and show him what's up. So.
I mean, as a Dungeons lawyer, I do not agree with what you said.
Paige, I'm hearing a bit of an accent, not necessarily like Southern or something, but it sounds like you got a little latitude to your accent. Where are you from?
Boston.
We
love that dirty water, guys. So
that sounds about right.
We come playing hard. We're feisty. So.
Can you tell someone to park the car?
Oof. I'm always parking cars in Harvard Yard, guys. So
yeah.
So one of the things for both of you is obviously Sam Levine. He champion, teams champion, singles champion, but then you get to add a bonus of actually getting possibly coached by Rachel Cushing. Obviously, Paige being a woman in the Schmoedown, that must be super exciting. But also for you, Frank, she's a legend. Talk about being managed by these two wonderful legends in the league.
Well, I mean, when people talk about the best ever, Rachel is one of. I think I remember during her her and Clark's retirement show, it was talked about like. You are the most knowledgeable. And I think across the board, she's known as the most knowledgeable. And then, someone that is in my opinion, not enough in the conversation of greatest players ever in the short amount of time that he, had an impact. Sam Levine, and I think that, you find sometimes, in certain sports, sometimes you see that, the greatest players don't always make the greatest coaches. But I think what makes the Schmoedown unique is that the knowledge that those two people have and the way that they are able to retain knowledge is something that is going to make all of us better, and I think that it's clearly worked on the people around them, I mean, just look at what, Rachel and Clark did, in teams throughout their time together. So it's, I'm really excited, really, really pumped. I don't think that there are, in terms of faction leaders, I don't think there's anyone that is as knowledgeable from, being a player and moving into being a faction leader as Sam is. And then, having Rachel by his side, I mean, that's Bonnie and Clyde right there. That's dangerous, if you ask me.
Yeah, literally kudos when Frankie just said, like, honestly, my two favorite plays and who I looked up most in this league were Rachel and Clark. So the fact that I get to, kind of be under her wing in a sense, and Sam, who the best part, they've played the game. So they know what to expect. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going to be such a big advantage for all of us as a team. We're going to be able to work off of them and learn so much. And I think that's going to go such a long way with our team.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Have you already
have a
group? I was going to say, what about you guys? Have you already gotten together with your group, your faction already? Has Sam already called y'all together after the draft and already started getting numbers and stuff to be able to communicate, or is that something that's probably going to happen a little later?
We're actually going to be doing a Zoom meeting soon. He did reach out to us. He's getting all of our contact information and stuff like that. We're definitely planning something to touch base with all of it. I know him and Rachel are very busy people, but I know that we're going to be a tight knit community for sure. So,
nice. I mean, Paige hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, Frankie, real quick. Ferris wants to know: are you wearing a World Football jersey?
Team Columbia, baby, darn tootin'. Darn tootin'. I am an ethnic dartboard, I am all over the place. So this is the one soccer jersey I choose to wear because they are the most successful out of all the teams I like. If that's I don't know if that's saying a lot, but
hey, gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, both obviously, Frankie, we talked to you last time, and Paige, you just said it. You're both actually not from the fan leagues. So you've been fans of the Schmoedown. So it's kind of weird. Fans of the Schmoedown really know the game. And obviously we got to find out about your knowledge. But do you think there's a lot more pressure being that you guys are not from the fan leagues and you're coming in very green as a Schmoedown player?
I almost think it's almost a little bit to our advantage. And I think I spoke about this last time I was on with you guys is exactly that. There's no game tape on us, for lack of better terms. I mean, look at, as people are, naming them the Fan League 4, Amaru is one of our faction mates as well right now. But they know each other. They know each other well. They know their strengths. They know their weaknesses, and regardless, there's game tape on them. So I almost feel like there's more pressure for people in the fan leagues because there is a level of expectation of what they need to produce and what they need to do. The reality of it is, I won't speak for Paige, but for myself, if I come in and I'm a dud and I don't perform as well as I want, people are going to say, no blood lost there, because we didn't really know what we were getting. And that's why I felt really, really comfortable going in, one of those later rounds because, look, Amaru, from my conversations with him, we were chatting earlier, the kid knows his stuff. And from everything I've seen from him, he knows his stuff, but there's got to be a lot of pressure coming with that number 2 pick. There's got to be a lot of pressure coming with any of those high round picks. So for people like myself, I at least feel as if the only place to go from here is up, and I can only prove that I am worthy of being here and not a fluke, instead of, just having to go in with people being like, oh yeah, he's a problem. And then, shit in the bed.
Yeah, no, exactly what Frankie kind of just said. It's kind of nice that no one knows what to expect from us, which I think is what's going to be our secret weapon in a sense too. But I mean, also I hold myself to such a high standard anyways. Mm-hmm. So I'm like very like strong on making sure that like, I know my stuff, and I'm gonna go in there like ready to play. Like I'm not here to mess around. Like I'm here to win some points for my faction. That's what it's all about for me right now. Is winning points for my faction and trying to be the
Yeah.
best team out there right now.
And I think in how the strategies have kind of shaped, I mean, you 3 seasons ago, you wouldn't hear about people studying. You would hear about people, I think I heard it more recently in an interview with Snyder. He said like, hey man, I just watch movies, and I think like the idea of that is gone now. The idea of just casually watching movies and being a successful Schmoedown competitor is very rare. Where, success as a Schmoedown, as a faction member, is not only going to be measured by your record, it's going to be measured by how you can contribute to the team. And does that mean that you go 3-0 and something like that? Could it? Yeah, absolutely. But it also could mean, putting in the hours, putting in the time in the trenches with Paige, with Drew, with Liz, with Amaru, with other people in order to help them get better. Some of my favorite baseball players through history they're utility players, that they you can plug them in anywhere and they work. So I think that success in the Schmoedown is going to look a lot different moving forward. And it's let's see what happens.
I've asked this before of people. Do you think studying a movie will take away from your enjoyment of watching it?
Honestly, no. I mean, when I watch movies, I'm probably one of the most annoying people to watch movies with because I'm always asking 21 questions, and I've been like that since I was a little kid. But when I watch a film, like I go into that universe. So I'm like always asking, like, all right, so why is this happening? What's going on? Why are they doing this? Why are they thinking this way? So for me, in a sense, like I've always been like this anyways. So like now just watching, I'm just obviously going to be taking way more notes, like writing them down. But I mean, in a sense, I've always been asking 21 questions when I watch films. So I think that's going to be definitely a bonus for me and help me out in this game. So
now we had one guy that was just on the show right before y'all that he got put on a team that's the faction champions. Y'all are getting put on a team that next to last year. That's why they got to pick that second pick, Amaru. Like, what do y'all feel about coming into a faction like that? Like, are y'all pumped about trying to bring one up, or would y'all rather start it closer to the top maybe? Or do y'all feel the pressure of trying to raise a team from the bottom of the league to the top?
Well, I think that's what's going to help us because right now we have nothing. We have so much to prove. And I think if we can just, each member of the team just try their hardest, I think we can go a long way right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I've seen so many people talking about, oh, the dungeon had a great draft and the stars and blah, 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 blah. But I think that for some reason, it seems like people have kind of slept on Sam and the suspects in the draft here. And look, man, that's great. Honestly, I'm the type of person where if you want to sleep on me or you want to sleep on, my team or people that I'm surrounding ourselves with, that's just easier for us to surprise people,
Exactly.
And yeah. And I think that the only place to go is up, the only place to go is up from here. And from everything that I've gathered, not only does it appear that Sam really wants to, have a successful year, but the people that he drafted also want to have a successful year. And, a group of motivated people is a very, very dangerous thing.
Yeah,
exactly. I completely agree. Oh, sorry. And I said, like I said, like Sam and Rachel have been in this league. They have been champions. So I think that's going to help us newbies so much more because I think they're going to be able to shape us as the best players possible.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to ask you too. I completely forgot. You also have Drew McQueenie and Ethan Irwin, and obviously, like you said, and Liz Shannon Miller. You guys said that you're fans. So how awesome is it going to be to have those three as your teammates? Including everybody else on the roster.
Honestly, it's crazy. I mean, we even have like Stacey Howard, which I just I'm so excited because I've been watching these guys for years now and these ladies for years now. So it's just amazing to be able to able to learn from each and every one of them and show everyone what's up. Because I think a lot of people are going to be surprised with our team this year. I don't think a lot of people know what's coming to them. So
My only worry for the Suspect is that they have a lot of singles and team players. And not all of them are going to be playing in singles and teams. So what do you have to say to Sam to prove to have him put you into the singles or teams?
well, I think honestly, I think every player should be extremely well-rounded anyways. I mean, we got an opportunity to get drafted and to make it. So now this is where the work gets put in. So I think if you're going to be in this league, you have to be well-rounded in every single category anyways.
Yeah, and I think that there's, it sometimes you kind of learn more as you're trying to help somebody else learn something that they're not, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, hypothetically, Star Wars. Am I a Star Wars fan? Absolutely. But if I sit there and study Star Wars with someone, that's going to only help me. There you go. Look, she's got the game. And that's only going to help me, and vice versa. As people are helping me and things. I do think to touch on, Liz, Ethan, Drew. I have to say I do think that there's a lot of pressure on them this year as well, because they're all of. I mean, we have a former champion and two former champions right there, in Ethan and Drew, and I think that as the way that the Schmoedown has kind of evolved into being, like the factions come together, they sit down, they talk, they figure it out, they strategize together. I wonder with their schedule, with Sam's schedule, with Rachel's schedule, what that's going to look like. Is it going to be, this faction coming together and getting it done and helping each other, or is there going to be a lot of responsibility that individuals need to take on themselves? And either way, I think that they'll find a way in order to make it work. It's just about how they're going to go about doing that.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, I'm actually looking at your roster, and what's very interesting is you have Liz Shannon Miller, Ethan, Drew McQueenie. But the draft picks actually took Star Wars and IG. Obviously, Stacey Howard, Jacob is, I believe, IG, Star Wars also, and then Walter Heiser. But then it's you and Paige, Frankie. And the interesting is, do one of you get paired with Liz? Do you guys get paired together? What is your thoughts about that? Like, if they said, hey, what do you guys think about working together? Or if they came to you, Paige or Frankie, and they say, hey, what about working with Liz? Obviously, would you guys be willing to do that? But what do you guys also see of the prospect of being teammates, as far as on a team together?
Oh, honestly, man, I would be honored to be anyone's teammate in a teams league. So, I mean, we'll see what we decide to do. I mean, we still have a lot of discussion to go into place. I don't want to give anything away because I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I mean, we could either have a veteran and a rookie lined up with each other, or we could just have a power team and then have a rookie and a veteran. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I think there's nothing but good signs right now, though.
Yeah, and knowing, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but knowing, knowing the people that we have thus far, they are very strategic. And I think that if they found certain pairings would work better than others, it wouldn't matter if, it would just it'd be a matter of making it work, and finding things that work out. For instance, if if I have weaknesses in comic book movies and, stuff like that, getting paired with someone that has that strength might be able to, help us bounce ideas and stuff across each other.
What Frankie said. I think being able on a team to balance each other off is definitely number one thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is she Boston, New York on a team? I don't know about this.
We put our differences aside for the Schmoedown.
Yeah, I kind of saw something in Frankie's eyes when she said she was from Boston. I was like, oh, wait.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, there's nothing in my eyes. New York is superior, and I know it. And I think she knows it a little bit, too.
I mean, we don't have Brady anymore, but everything else looks better. So.
Yeah. You did have the greatest quarterback to ever play the game of football, but.
Go ahead, Badar.
I was going to say, if Paige and Frank got put together on a team, they could be called like the Pranks or the Pranksters.
Ooh, I like that.
I do like that. I do often prank my wife, and it has almost driven her to leave me, but not yet.
It hasn't hit that point. It hasn't hit that point, right?
It's gotten bad. I just do things now just to screw with her. Like earlier today, I like pretended to stub my toe just to be like, gotcha. You know, I don't know if that's fun or just psychopathy in its, most rooted form.
Isn't she pregnant?
She is. Yes, that's what makes it
And
more
you're
fun.
driving her crazy?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, listen, my theory is if you drive a woman crazy and she stays with you, then when you're not crazy, she's gonna stay with you too, right?
Yeah, I'm just a man that was married to someone that was pregnant. Like, you have balls, Frankie. I can tell you that much right now.
Oh, thanks.
You know about that. You're willing to go and do that and mess with a pregnant woman. There's something, yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, what a great way to paint me. And for the schmo, I'm not some tyrant. I just no, it's all good. Yeah, no, I just like to have fun in everything I do. My wife, calls me a black lab because I'm always trying to be playful and mess around and stuff like that. So.
Hey,
That's
I've been
awesome,
in your Twitch, so I know.
Yeah, I can get a little wild in there. Yeah.
That's awesome. Before we get you guys out of here,
Well, I actually have some questions for you guys.
Oh, well, go right ahead, sir.
I have some questions for you because you guys do an incredible job asking questions, may I say. And again, thank you for having me on here. I think I can also speak for Paige and Grogu, where we can all thank you guys. But so do you think now I'm sure you've talked ad nauseum at this point about the draft, but what do you guys think in terms of this whole fan league versus non-fan league pressure? Where do you think the pressure lies most, on those fan league players or people outside of it?
On the fan leagues, because that's where Adam Collins came from.
Question.
Yeah, but Adam Collins came from a fan league. So has Chance Ellison. So has Paul Yama, which are three big-time players.
So has Robert Parker.
Yeah, so has Robert Parker. So I think you have less pressure if you're coming in like you two guys, where you've not ever been in the fan leagues. You don't have the tape. It's one of those things to where I think nobody's done what you've done before. So if you go in there, Jaden Paramo would probably be the closest to what you guys are.
Yeah.
And he was able to do good enough last season to get drafted again. So but he didn't come out and knock the world. He didn't set the world on fire. So I think y'all have less pressure. I think you guys can come in and show people what you got. And nobody can go back and find what your weaknesses are because, shoot, some of the other teams might not even know what position y'all playing.
Yeah, I'd say the fan leaguers do have a reputation with them coming in here, and they either have to live up to that or surpass it. Anything less, there will be I've seen this in the comments. If someone like Robert Parker had a bad match, everyone was like, "Go back to the fan leagues," and you guys don't really have that.
They could tell me to go back to the sewer.
Well, no, now you're gonna go to the developmental league.
Hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
You said you had questions. What was the second one?
So the other question I have, I guess, is more around the structure of the draft. And we saw a lot, in my opinion, at least, and I'm interested to get what you guys have to say, but I think we saw a lot of emphasis this draft on Star Wars. Now, I understand the Star Wars league is expanding. Do you think that it's almost a little people kind of being a little too, and please, for the Star Wars players that are listening, I'm very excited to see what they have to do. But do you think that it's at what point does the Star Wars draft kind of become its own thing? Is it grown larger than the Schmoedown? Is it something that is they're chasing after this? They're chasing the dragon with Alex Damon, who at this point in time seems untouchable.
Dude, I felt like that too. Everyone was about getting Inner Geekdom or Star Wars players, which you want to go rounded, but I was like, wow, everyone's going for Star Wars.
Star Wars and Inner Geekdom do have the title matches and number one contender first. I think they're going after that first, and then there's rumors going around, not 100% confirmed, that they might do 2 Star Wars leagues this year, two times. So maybe that's why they're going after multiple people. But hey, I'm a Star Wars person, so I can't complain.
Yeah, there's going to be more Star Wars matches than ever this year. They're going to have possibility of 2 tournaments, just like 2 tournaments for IG. But you also got to look at it. When people sign their players, they mainly focused on their singles and teams. Of course, if you're the Stars, you obviously kept Alex Damon. He had the belt, and he plays IG, so you got like a 2-tool player there. So like a lot of teams were actually filling out their singles and teams, or at least their solid core, just with signing people, right? So then when you're in a draft, you're like, well, what do I need the most? I don't need another singles or teams. I need someone that can do my Star Wars. I need someone that can do my IG. And that's really kind of how it fell. But also Star Wars is that weird thing to where a lot of people came in this year and people got excited about certain players and they wanted to make sure they got that player. I never would have thought that Harper would have went 3rd. But if Harper goes off and does this thing and
I knew Harper was going first round.
I knew he was going to get picked up pretty quickly.
Right. But it's pretty. But I mean, if he goes and takes the belt, it's definitely worth it. But yeah, that's really and truthfully, that's really what it is. I think your team should be mainly focused around, to me, singles and teams still. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people did that in their signing period before the actual draft, and the draft was kind of weird because you got to look at it. Technically, the draft, the first round, was kind of like the 4th round. So you saw all these people getting drafted in the first round, but technically they were 4th round picks because you signed technically your first 3 rounds before the draft even started. So when you look at it that way, that's what I think that's why the draft for the Schmoedown is weird, is because of that, because technically you're picking your 4th round pick, but it's technically the first round. That's the difference.
Yeah. I mean, that's all. Yeah, sure. If you want to pop in.
I apologize. I didn't pay my cable bill, so my bad.
I thought you went to put the leggings back on. I was just gonna. I was like,
I would love to see that. By the way,
no.
So at the very ending, it's super nice and sweet. It'll bring a smile to your face.
Look it. They want to see it. I'm gonna show it to them.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna show it to them.
Yeah. You know what? Frankie Alvarez is probably gonna like this.
Let me bring Baby Yoda in so she can see it too.
Well, I like how Bedora's hiding her Baby Yoda's
I'm gonna close his eyes.
Mine is being a little bit of a voyeur here. I think he's excited to see.
Mine wants to see it front and center.
What you got?
There was a comment by, I think it was Saul. He's like either Saul or Craig the Barbarian. He said, "I finally know that even guys can have camel toes."
Here we go.
Oh no, I don't want to watch it.
It's after Zach leaves.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me, Saul, but I insinuate.
Nice.
I hope so. Take your shirt off.
Y'all missed it. All right, before. Here it goes. Saul, get ready. Get your eyes off your phone, bro. Get your eyes off your phone, Saul. This is for you, baby. This is for you. This is for you and everybody out there that helped us get to the goal. Why?
Rock it, baby.
Oh no, that ain't it, baby. That ain't it, Frankie. You know don't miss the part, right?
Yeah.
Take off, Sugar.
Why is it still happening? Where's my
I gotta say, you might look better in leggings than I do. You got an ass.
Yeah. Barbarian thought it was body paint. There's one more. There's one more part.
But that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Why?
Look it.
I gotta tell you something right now. This is you're about to get up again. So me and Suge has this plan. Me and Suge got this plan, and it was gonna be tonight, right? So it's only me and Suge that do it. And Suge was like, "Yeah, dude, and
you didn't want to see it
right here."
No.
Oh, here he goes. Right here. Look at this. This is my favorite part.
You see it and you
it was a good night.
You look fabulous.
It was a good night.
Fabulous.
Thank you. We do it. Hey, look it. I'll do anything for the fans. Okay.
There you go, baby. There you go. How many whiskeys in were you?
Hey man,
I didn't drink. I didn't drink at all that night. I had to be at work the next day. So.
Good for you, man. Good for
No,
you.
the real sad part was I was texting Justin. I go, I'm gonna try them on and see if they fit because they're only XL. They fit, and so I was like, yeah, man, we're gonna do it. And then we had Marie Wilson from Star Wars on, and I go, bro, I can't do it in front of her, man. She's gonna. That's like this is her introduction to the Schmoedown. Well, wait. So I wore them the whole interview, and they felt comfortable. I felt so comfortable until I had to take them off. It took forever. I just saw Purple Dragon.
Like on the wild side, like Frankie Alvarez. That's what I'm saying. We're kind of like a perfect pair when it comes to that. That's Frankie Alvarez Twitch channel right there.
We've done some weird stuff on there. Let me tell you.
So and so that happened. Okay. All right. I was muted because I was still
laughing and smiling so much.
That was good. That was great. I'm proud of you.
I'm so happy you guys enjoyed it. Appreciate it. So before we get you guys out of here, just want to say thank you very much.
Listen, man. All I'm gonna say is my birthday's in a couple months, and if I don't get a let's get ready calendar with just themed spreads of you in those leggings,
I want that too.
Is it worth it?
I want it.
Oh god!
Those, by the way.
Hey, he just thank God for you, Frankie.
Hey,
if
if
just
grown
came
girls
up with
can
our
do
next
it, so
goal.
can we.
So you just came up with our next goal. If we hit $300 in Streamlabs over a time period, it will be Shug in the leggings 12-month calendar.
Oh,
12-month
Wait.
calendar.
Oh, that's great.
Your birthday's in July?
My birthday is in July. Yes.
What day?
What day is yours? Let's say it at the same time. 3, 2, 1.
26.
27.
Wow.
Wait, really?
No, my birthday's the 30th.
Oh. But still, you're a Leo. That's why I like you.
Damn right, I'm a Leo. People remind me all the time.
All right. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
You just turned cherry red. Look at his face.
I did. Because I'm thinking to myself, man, I'd probably have to go get waxed on my chest.
No, let it all be free.
And my girlfriend just looked at me right now, just like, what? Oh, she said she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it for me.
I mean, that's another thing. Getting you waxed is another goal that we can hit.
There we go. Oh God, you guys are. Oh my God! All right.
I'm telling you, you guys keep getting me on here. I'm gonna have Shug naked by December.
Oh
wow!
I mean,
I've seen him shirtless. I don't want to see him naked.
1,000 for something like that.
Oh my God! All right, before we get out of here, Frankie, where can people find you at?
F Alvarez 8085 on Twitter and on Twitch. If you want to come hang out with me, Bedor came. We're gonna be playing Phasmophobia. Frankie knows all about waxing. Tammy, that's my friend Tammy, good friend of mine. She knows I got my thighs waxed during a 24-hour stream, and boy did it suck. But yeah, you can come, hang out with me, and play video games, talk. It's very interactive. We love to chat, and then Instagram the Frank Alvarez, and then I do a podcast with my buddy Joe called The Basement Yard. If you can go check it out, Basement Yard podcast, Basement Yard on The Basement Yard, I should say, on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Patreon, anywhere you like to go.
Awesome. And Paige, where can people find you at?
Yeah, people can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Front Page News 9. And I also run my own movie blog on Instagram, Feature Flicks. So guys, check it out. Come follow. Hang out with us.
Yeah.
Paige,
make sure to go.
We'll be chatting very soon, Paige.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be messaging you right after. By myself.
Love it. Love it.
$10 million.
We get $10 million. I'll be butt-ass naked on
$10 million. If you guys get $10 million, I'll get naked for you. How about that?
We'll all get it naked. We will split it evenly, and we all get it naked. Thank you very much. We cannot wait to have you back on when you guys play your first match. We will look forward to talking to you more.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, make sure to follow these two. Make sure to give them your support. They are amazing. Congrats being in the Schmoedown, and welcome to the Schmoedown. We appreciate you both. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great night. Be safe.
I'll say this. Earlier on when we were doing these interviews, Frank, you were one of my first people that I was excited about. When Christian tweeted who are you excited about, it was you and Thomas Harper and I think someone else. So one of you guys better get Rookie of the Year. Just putting some pressure on you.
Listen, Fedor, after that rivaling speech that you just gave me right there, I have no choice but to get Rookie of the Year now.
Thank you very much. And I'll take full credit for it.
Paige and I will do what we can to make you guys proud. We promise.
I'll tell you this.
Thank you. Have a
lot of people in this life that don't live life correctly. The last time you came on here, you showed us and told us how to live life, and that's by living life one appetizer bowl of soup at a time. And some of these idiots out there, I'm not going to name them. You keep going out there and you keep eating your lettuce wraps with your little fancy ass dressing on it and everything else. While me and Frankie, we live life by the bowl at a time, baby.
Oh,
you know
absolutely,
what I'm saying?
baby.
Smooth, creamy, just French onion soup all in our mouths while you sitting over there with your lettuce wrapped around something that don't even taste good.
That's damn right. LePage, can I ask you something? Thumbs up or thumbs down? This is going to make or break a lot. French onion soup. Thumbs up?
Oh, 2 thumbs up, man. All day, every day, man.
Go, baby. Let's go. I don't even think he's lettuce wrap fairs at this point in time. I don't want to get started on him. I'm having a good night.
That's right. This night was going good.
It was going great.
You guys have a great night. Be safe.
Later, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Peace, love, and
No
let there be
problem.
more, guys. Woo.
Ooh.
Thank you.
All righty.
Now,
Those two are great. And you know what's crazy is nobody had
Okay,
talked to
guys,
Paige
Frank
prior.
is gone. He sucks. I'm just kidding. He's not. What are you saying, Frank? I can't hear you.
Don't you dare do this to me, Fedor. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I just put in the chat that thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Don't do this. Don't do it.
Nah, man. I love you.
Have a good night. No, it's craige. Paige, nobody really knew about Paige until they had the interview. And she seems amazing.
Yeah.
She seems absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see her play and where her knowledge is. And the
I
fact
can't
that
wait to see her play Bateman. I mean, my faction mate.
there you go. Now we got another rookie that was drafted. Yeah, this will be our last one for the night. Ooh, excuse me. And this gentleman here, look, he put his name out there. He really did. I give him credit. He was out there. He was doing the circuits. He was talking on Facebook. Had a couple run-ins with about nicknames and things like that. Fedor, you and me got to talk to him last night, and I think he sounded like he wanted to put the work in, and obviously someone noticed, and so we want to bring him on to talk to him, and that is Mr. Jesse Swift.
So we can take full credit of him getting drafted, right?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
What's going on, buddy? How you doing tonight?
Hey, man, it's good to see you guys again. Is this twice in 7 days? Am I out here setting records?
Yeah, can't get enough.
That's how it happens, man.
That's how it happens. So Jess, like I said, man, you put yourself out there. And look, I was on stereo, and you were throwing messages at Christian, asking him questions, things like that. First off, congratulations, man! You got drafted, dude. You got drafted.
Thank you.
With the Mercs too.
Definitely one of my top choices. I was very, very excited about that. If anyone had the distinct displeasure of watching my live reaction and had their eardrums blown out, I'm sorry. I can't pay for that if necessary. But I was a little shocked. He started dropping little hints when he was talking about doing a focus on IG looking for that competitor that is just as obsessed with the Schmoedown as William Bibbiani. I'm like, ooh, that's a high claim. They dropped my name, and then like the rest of the night was a blur of my phone just like buzzing off my table. And it's still, if I stop, like Twitter's new to me. I just got Twitter like 2 weeks ago. If I stop looking at my phone for like an hour and I look back down, it's like 30 notifications, and it's all Schmoedown because I never had any other connections with anybody else on Twitter. So it's a wild experience. And now we have a Mercs group chat going, and I am just fully absorbed and loving this so much. And I tried doing a lot of heel work at the beginning, you know, trying to show people that I could be that antagonist. And then I get the one remaining face faction. And I'm like, great, that's fine. Easy enough.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Jesse, you get drafted in the 3rd round, and I'm like,
wild.
Wow, yeah. And I was thinking to myself, like, and then I realized, whoa, that's Coy that just drafted you. He's Quirky Mercs. He's the comic book guy. I'm like, man, did he accidentally just draft Jesse Swift because his name sounds like a damn comic book character's name, like someone who plays the Flash or something?
Well, it was. I think it came from this. So I might have been called to action. One of my first appearances that I did, Coy was in the he was in the chat, and I was talking about we had a little bit of exchange with him in the comments. I was talking about giving people a little behind the curtain look into me. And the first thing he does in all caps, he's like, well, the curtains are green. And I was like, yes, but I'm trying not to make them green or animated usually. He's like, ooh, a Deadpool reference, like drafting you for sure. And then I proceeded to talk about Saga being one of my favorite comic books of all time. And I know that is Coy's sweet spot. So I was just, you know, singing right to that man's soul, and it looks like it paid off.
I mean, you played to his heart, man. That's smart. And look at Kylie. Oh my God, he is so hot.
Oh wait, she wasn't talking about me.
I thought
that's bull crap, man.
I think she was talking about me. Just saying.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, obviously she was talking about me. She's obviously talking about me in the leggings. Energy. The reaction was so great.
Oh, thank you very much.
Ferris, Jesse was like, "Am I having to be nice?"
I know. So tough for me. It's just not my natural forte.
Hey, you know, I got it. You know, Jesse, it was cool.
Real quick,
because
I'm not the only one because Demalanta's talking about. You know, he's the hunter, right?
Yeah.
And he's got to put on a whole new thing too. We were talking about that in our chat a little bit today. So me and him both have to find our new comfort zones.
Yeah, I mean, he was on here yesterday, and I told him just think Deadpool. Like he's a hunter and a comedy person, so he could be the Deadpool of the Quirky Mercs.
Sarcasm and snark does not make you a villain.
No,
there you go.
That's true.
ASG, whether it's Schmoedown or manager, Swift knows how to study.
Thank you.
So Matt, just walk us through the feelings you got, because the one thing you did say to me was like, look, if I don't get drafted, I'm gonna go into the developmental league, the FCL, and I'm gonna do what I got to do to get back
league, which, by the way, awesome name.
Very awesome name. Very X-Men.
You know, but you were willing to go down there and
100%.
Beautiful.
Oh my God, Kaylee! I was talking about the Rambo that shook all of each other up.
Look, that's at least going to cost us $3,000.
Kylie,
should I give you guys some moments?
Oh well, don't worry. Me and Justin we'll do that privately.
Oh, and I see some Saga callouts in the comments.
Yes. Yeah, do this.
Gotta get that $100 omnibus. It is worth it.
Though your comment in the chat made me laugh when they were like 10 million and they'll get naked, and you're like, I'll do it for $10.
Whoa, wait! We got Streamlabs happening right now. $10, people. You heard it first. Mr. Swift. Mr. Swift. His new name's gonna be Skinny Dip. Here we go.
Hey, don't give out.
Hey, don't start it, Justin.
We're not allowed to give names out. Yeah, we can't do that.
That's true. I gotta run that by Coy and Christian first. but
Hey,
it might happen.
Yeah, wait, Suge. Why don't we try to see if this will work for him, right? Because it's a different person. We try to get him to be called the Gator.
No, we're not doing this.
I'm sorry. I feel like I contributed to a little derailing. What was the last question?
Okay. No. I just wanted to walk us through your feelings when you got drafted, man. Just tell us how you were feeling.
Sweaty.
Everything like that.
I think that I feel like I didn't have a chance to really feel like there was the initial shock, happiness, joy. Obviously, this is something that I've wanted for a long time. I followed the Schmoedown for so long. It was one of those things that you can't say it's a goal because you have no idea how to achieve it. So it's just a dream. And I think with just how many people were reaching out to me, people I don't know, people I do, family members, getting all these retweets, private messages, hearing from Koi and Bibiani and all my new faction mates. I just kept responding and talking, and I couldn't even gather my feelings. It was just so overwhelming all at once. And today it's slowing down slightly, but I haven't not had my phone in my hand all day, just getting constantly berated by every social media platform. But I will say what I've already felt and what I know I'm going to feel moving forward is fun. And that's one of the things I always said about the Quirky Marks from the beginning is I didn't know how the faction was going to end up looking, but I knew with Koi at the front of steering the ship that we were going to have a great time this season, no matter how things go. But it turns out we got some really good talent. We got some impressive Star Wars talent. We got the Real Rejects coming back, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
I was just going to ask you, how do you feel about being on a team with the Real Rejects? And Shazam.
Yeah, I got a couple great teams, and maybe talking to some of those team veterans, they can do a little guiding, because I've said before that I'm open to the prospect of teams. I think we got some mock matches that we're going to do here in the coming weeks to get ready for the big time, and maybe being a part of those will inspire me or show that I have a little bit more mettle in that department than I thought, and maybe there's somebody that wants to join on a team with me. Don't know yet.
I just saw. Go ahead. No, I thought you were done, man. Go ahead.
I was about done. I was just going to say that very excited to be with the Real Rejects, but getting on before Greg and John was very surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I just saw something pretty daggum amazing. I'm gonna pull up right here.
Do it.
Look at this cast of characters right here, man.
I know.
Oh, can we talk about Eric?
Okay. Yeah, Eric. But look at John Humphrey. Like, this man just looks appetizing. Look at Kevin Smith and his normal, like, this deal. Look at Andrew DeMolanta being able to smile, for God's sakes, for one time. It's just amazing.
Oh, you guys heard Sabrina changed her nickname to the Siren now.
The Siren.
Siren. Yeah.
I had a little comment on that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it better than Spicy. That was her one last year, right?
Yeah, it was Spicy. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one better.
Now, obviously, just your IG, but you said you'd be open to teams, but you are going to be you are on a team, a faction with players that have been champions, who are at the top of the Schmoedown. What do you hope to learn from them as far as just the game of the Schmoedown, strategy, study tactics, things like that? Are you excited to be working with Bibiani and the kid?
100%. And I've developed some study tactics of my own, and I'm excited and very open-minded going into, obviously, because these are people with experience, for feedback. And I want to share some of the thoughts that I have, see if they think that's a good idea, run it by them, maybe get some feedback on how I can be studying and working on things on my own time. And just I'm really excited to do a practice with the Mercs and have some study sessions. And just with the way that our private chats have been going, we're having a lot of fun, whether it's just like sharing gifts around or talking Mortal Kombat or just geek references. I was like, I'm obviously very excited for the Schmoedown. I'm super stoked to win some matches. No to Kevin Smith's phone number. I'm working on that one myself. But I know it's just going to be a blast, and I'm excited just for the experience of what studying with the Quirky Mercs is going to be. Like outside of the Schmoedown, like I now have like a group of like 12 new friends, and we all are already getting along fantastically. And a lot of these guys are people that, guys and gals, I should say, because Sabrina's on there, and I watch SEN, of course. And Perry Nemiroff watched Collider and AMC, and Kevin Smith. So it's just like, and Coy with Marvel Movie News. I've watched these people for years and years, and now it's like I've always wanted to have a discussion with them because I felt like they would make awesome friends and fellow compatriots, and now I get that chance.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a Muse number. I see that on the side.
Ferris does. So
I feel like he would never answer his phone even if you had it. Does that seem accurate?
Jason Mewes,
Jason
probably.
Mewes or
Jason
Kevin?
Mewes or Ferris?
I feel like Kevin would because he would want to talk.
Right, but I feel like Muse is aloof. If you've ever watched Comic Book Man, that dude just kind of wanders.
I watched him on Twitch a few times.
Okay.
So what are you most excited for now, Jesse? Now that you've been drafted, like who are you looking at to play, or are you just like gonna let things come to you rather than calling out people?
Well, I mean, yeah, that was definitely how I got started to get the attention. Now I can, I won't say comfortable because you got to study and you got to work for it and you got to go hard. But as far as like the vibrato, I get to reel it in a little bit. I'm still confident, and I'm still ready to take on anybody that wants to engage in a bit of fisticuffs. Ready for that. I'm just excited to kick some ass, and I mean in the way of like friendly competition, you know. And maybe I'll get my ass kicked once and get a little humbled. But I've done a couple mock matches with some of the after show guys, just non-recorded, and it's so fun. I love trivia, and I love the Schmoedown, and I love just the whole format of it. So I'm sweating right now. It might be the lights, it might be just pure adrenaline and endorphins, but I am glimmering like a newborn baby.
Love it.
Nice. So basically, you're like the vampires of Twilight.
That's right. Renesmee.
Renesmee.
Twilight's not on. I don't think it is. Damn, that would have been a good.
No, it's YA in singles and teams.
Really?
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
ready.
young adult adaptations and singles.
Young adult adaptations.
That's a young adult movie? Are you kidding me? I actually like Twilight. I love it. Don't
Wow,
tell me.
man, come on, right here in front of
Don't tell
everybody.
anybody.
Coy was just telling us that there's one day a week he kind of takes off from social media, and currently his main habit is, or not habit, but his main source of entertainment is he's reading a Twilight novel. So there you go. Just heard it here. Fresh scoop.
Wow,
There
dude,
you
way
go.
to go. Just bust that out of Coy. Like Coy's like, damn it, man, I thought it was safe.
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
This will have to come to an end sometime here soon, but for right now, I will say that I have mad respect and appreciation for the Barbarian. Looking forward to what he does this year. Ask me in a week, and I will have no recollection having said that.
Nice. Now, my biggest question to you now is looking at this sweet
jacket
that you're wearing. That sweet denim jacket that you're wearing. If we sent you an LGR logo, can it be put on there and dazzled as well?
Yeah, guys. If you got a little badge thing right there, I got Aquaman, like the best superhero of all time.
Can we get ours right above the left butt cheek?
Yeah, I'll actually put it on my pants, and I'll make it a giant one-piece suit.
No, I don't either.
There we go. Look at, I like this guy. I like him.
That's what I'm saying.
I like him.
When he wins, he'll just like point to his ass, and it'll be us.
That's right. That's right.
man.
Nothing but the truth.
Oh man. So Jesse, look, man, very excited to have you in the Schmoedown. Before we get you out of here, is there anything you want to say to the fans and just let them know what to expect of you this year in the Schmoedown for you?
Well, for the fans or anybody that, because I found at least initially Coy to be the hardest person to get hold of at first. Now he's been very responsive, which is awesome. But I was worried that I had no chance at getting with the Quirky Mercs because I would tag him and stuff, reach out to him, try to message him and stuff, just dead air. But when I would cut promos and when I would talk and when I'd show up on your guys' show and stuff, a lot of people are like, he's a quirky Mercs, man. Put him on the quirky Mercs. Like everything he exudes fits that. He fits in with the real rejects and stuff. And then more and more people would reach out to Coy, and I think that helped get my name out there. So I appreciate all the fans that helped drive up that wave of momentum. And as far as what you can see from me is confidence. You're going to see definitely me talking, not specifics, but about how much time I'm putting into studying and just how ready I am for this competition. This is not the last time you're going to see me sweat. You might see some panic, but I think you're also going to see a lot of pulling things out of my ass. It's almost my expert profession. So I'm looking forward to getting to show off that particular skill this coming season.
Awesome. And Barbarian saying I'm assuming it's because you'll be reeling so hard from me welcoming you to the league with the KO.
Oh,
trash talking already.
Barbarian, you don't want me for a first match. That eliminates your chances of getting the championship.
Oh.
It goes both ways. Coyce is gonna be like, tone it down, bro. Be nice, play nice, children.
Wow, man, Barbarian, son. I mean, he's gonna stop your whole train from next year. Like that's upsetting.
And I mean, Craig is good.
Hey, if you want to sharpen your claws on some rookie, I heard that you guys casted nothing but rookies, so maybe you should be working on them.
Listen, I'm telling you right now that my man's last name is Swift, and what that means is, Barbarian, that your career next year is going to go out faster than when you flip off the light switch and the room gets dark, son. That's what I'm talking about right now.
Swift end, if you will.
Yes.
This
man's quicker than a hiccup, man. Come on.
Wait a minute. These comments are amazing. Kylie, pulling things out of your ass has never been a bad thing. What a history. That's not face talk.
I don't even know what happened. I'm just telling you right now, doing the leggings last night has brought us to a whole new level of craziness over here. Some of it is super great. Some of it is borderline.
AJ, you can do whatever you want as long as it's under the table. Professional advice.
Oh my God, this is amazing. Well, Jesse, thank you, man, for coming on. Appreciate it. We hope to have you on after your matches. Get to talk to you more often. Get to really know you, and just get you celebrate the fact that you're now part of the Schmoedown. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Appreciate you.
Anytime.
And good luck for the season, man. Get them, man. That's all I can say is get them.
Can't wait to have you back on here and see how your progress is going.
I appreciate that. Well, anytime, guys, reach out to me, and I am looking forward to it. So you have a great rest of your night.
All the time, man.
You have a great
time.
You have a great night, Jess. Take care.
Hey, look, I know. First thing I'm going to do is take like some really good headshots because I'm going to send them to Jesse because he's obviously got a green screen behind him. So like every time he's digital matches, I'm just like looking over his shoulder. Like during the whole match, that's what's going to happen.
All right, you guys, that is going to be it for tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Appreciate it. Everybody in the chat, you guys are awesome.
He says, yes, please do that.
I did not think we were going to have a show next Friday, but it looks like we are. So please join us for that. I think the next week after that, we're going to take off for the final Friday.
We'll have preseason. We'll have our preseason rankings.
There's no off day.
There's no off season. Never mind. I don't even know why I talk. So next Friday, join us. And then the Friday after that, we're gonna have preseason rankings. So thank you very much. Appreciate all you. Bador, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Twitch at BIDOORR, where I'll be playing video games. I might be streaming on later. Well, today my time, but yeah.
Yep. And Justin, where can people find you?
Man, of course, here. Let's Get Ready Network. We're like a network. So, like all the little different things, I play some kind of part.
I forgot. You guys can find us on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on Twitch at Let's Get Ready Net. And we have the Holocron and the Holocron Watch Along, where we're in season 2 of Rebels.
Yes, and that's been amazing. I'm loving the rewatch of Rebels. It's been really fun to do that so far. And but yeah, all the shows over here, man, I play some kind of part running my mouth over something, even at the stereo app, that's been really kind of fun. And like tonight, I think I'm even filming our review for WandaVision episode 4. So it's going to be a good time.
I think we're gonna start at OnlyFans. I think we are.
OnlyFans?
Yes.
Oh no.
We gotta make that money. Yeah, and you can find me at Suge Knight 323.
Is this sexy?
What are you doing?
Is this a sexy? I'm trying to be sexy. I'm trying to start my OnlyFans. Like we got one obviously subscriber right there. I mean,
what are you doing?
I'm trying to get my OnlyFans started up. Damn, Suge, come on,
Oh my god. Oh my god. All right, Bador, we're out of here. Have a good night, everybody. Talk to you later.
It's for real. I'm ready.
Thank you for watching the Let's Get Ready to Talk Schmoedown podcast. We hope you enjoyed yourself. Make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.